Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mastery Hub. This session is not about the markets. It's about the human story of losing everything and rebuilding. So I'm very honored to have you, Murtuza Kazmi, here today with me. Industry is well aware of My Forex Funds and what it represented until August 2023. I want to start maybe just a bit before.
Sure.
Who were you when you were building My Forex Funds personally? What were your main elements building that business?
I think just like a lot of people in this hall, in this room, I was just a plain, simple human being, right? A father, a husband, a son. And I was, to be honest with you, I was struggling to make ends meet, right? So trading is obviously an amazing opportunity to fill that gap. I started getting into it, wasn't really good at it, right? My background is technology. So I started seeing gaps in the industry. Again, I didn't invent the wheel. There were prop firms before us that did the exact same thing. But there were gaps that we could come in and fill, and that we actually started coming in and filling, right? Like, we made those gaps pillars of MFF, right? Like giving back to the community, being good, being fair, right? And treating everyone with dignity. And before we know it, we were on the top.
Yeah, David, that was seen by the scale and the growth that My Forex Funds reached. And maybe in that segment, what were you most proud at the peak?
There's so many stories, right? But families depended on us. Not only my own, not my sister or my brothers, but families throughout the world, right? And we used to get these messages like, "Thank you for helping me pay for tuition of my kids. Thank you for I'm getting married. Thank you, because of you, right? Not because of me, obviously, but because of the platform that we provided." So those stories like resonated with me a lot more. I'm a very emotional guy. So whenever I used to see those things, it used to make me happy. I mean, we'll get into it, and that's the thing that broke me the most as well. But we'll get into the later.
Nice. Okay, I want to kind of depict the moment when things rapidly change.
Okay.
And in a way, some learning for everybody who can hear you now and today is. Can you take us to that afternoon? Can you just depict the moment that everything changed for you in your life, I would say, and in your professional and for your business?
Sure. I'll just add something to that, right?
Yes, please.
So everything changed in my life. Not only my life. We had hundreds of thousands of traders that they depended on us. So what the regulator did there, it not only affected me, it affected so many people. My head of staff and operation, he's a young, smart guy. He had to let go of 80 staff members on the spot because we couldn't continue anymore. And he called me and he was crying and he was like, "I don't know what we are doing," right? So I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. I mean, what I want to...
We'll get back to the... Yeah. What exactly? Yeah.
The influence that the stopping of that kind of
Sure.
scale and the company, definitely, and we will get to that.
Sure.
But I want to just understand how that afternoon when you kind of
yes.
understood and how did you understood that, that everything is stopped?
It stopped, yep. So it was business as usual. I wake up, I get my kids ready. I have 2 young sons. I took them to school. On the way back, I ran out of gas. So went to gas station to fill gas. I put my credit card in. Doesn't work. I'm like, interesting. Whatever. Took another credit card in. Doesn't work. I'm like, I go to the cashier, pay with cash, come back home. Wife calls me and she's like, I'm trying to buy grocery and my cards aren't working. And I'm like, that's strange. Like all of our cards are not working from different banks, not from one bank, from different banks. I call up the banks and they're like, "We can't tell you what's going on, but your accounts are frozen." I'm like, "You can't tell me? Like, what is this, right? Like, I'm trying to pay for gas. My wife's trying to buy groceries and she can't. Like, what's going on?" And they're like, "You can't." So I'm like confused, and then email starts pouring in, and I'm going through them. all of our vendors, a lot of them are actually in this room today. They were like, unfortunately, your account with us has been suspended. I have no idea. Like the day before, everything was working fine. The next day, within like hours, everything is like getting these emails. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then ding dong, ring bells, and I go to the front door, and I see this gentleman. He's like, "Are you Murtuza Kazmi?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I have something for you." I'm like, "Okay, maybe an Amazon package or another package." And he goes and he brings me this thick stack of paper. I'm like, "That's strange. There's no envelope. It's just huge stack of paper." He's like, "Here you go. Have a good day." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." I have no idea what this is at this moment.
Just as an info, you were in no way aware of anything you were not called for anything, you were not informed before this happened.
Absolutely zero idea, man.
So the hours after this were kind of really hard for you, like.
So when I took that first page, I saw CFTC, which is the U.S. regulator that came after us, falsely, if I may add. And I started reading, and it started saying, scam this, fraud this, you have been charged, X, Y, Z. And I could literally feel the earth beneath me shake, right? And I'm like, what is this? And me being who I am, and some of my closest friends are here, they know my background and the humble beginnings I come with. It's totally opposite of what they had depicted me as. They depicted me as this villain who took people's money and ran away, right? So now I'm just like all shaken up. I tried gathering myself. I have some good friends that are, lawyers. One of them is actually here today as well. And I tell him, you have to come over right now and you have to help me navigate this. And then he came over and we can talk about that a little bit more.
Friends, you mentioned. In the situation when you are hit the hardest, life usually shows
the true friends. Yeah,
the true friends. Was it also for you like that?
Oh man, that's a very rude awakening. So my wife always tells me that, I used to hang out, I used to do normal guy stuff, go out, and had a good 30, 40 member French group. And she always used to say, Murtuza, 95% of those guys are not your friend. No, they'll take a bullet for me, they'll do this, they'll do that. But as soon as this happened, I have friends that I can probably count on one finger now that believed in me and that walked me through the whole process.
Well, that's about the moment when probably the first noise about what happened faded, and then it give you the opportunity to kind of think. And what were your first steps? It's obvious now after everything that the biggest strength is that you were falsely accused, and probably personally from that side you knew that.
Yep.
You know exactly when something is wrong or is not wrong. But what surprised you about yourself in that situation? Did you find something new in yourself, or?
What surprised me was I kept on going, right? That inner belief that I didn't do anything wrong. The first week was really hard. I have two little sons I told you about. So I couldn't sleep at night, so I had to ask them to come sleep with me. One slept on this side, one slept on this side. I used to hug them, and that's the only way I could fall asleep, right? And then the friends, the support system kicked in as well, right? They showed me how to navigate this, right? It was impossible for a single person to do this. So your support system is definitely really important.
Great. And what helped you stay functional?
Being human. So I play a lot of badminton and pickleball. I know those are not real sports, but I play them. Just dropping the kids to school, going to mosques, taking your wife grocery shopping, and playing badminton, pickleball, just staying busy in your life, I think definitely helped me navigate this better than I could have if I just focused on this only.
From a leadership perspective, I'm wondering, when you lose completely control about everything that you have done, what are the elements that kind of provide you to lead in that situation? You are without resources, without any control of that.
Correct.
So Where do you lean on yourself in terms how do you lead them?
I mean, it's about perseverance, right? Like, and what is perseverance, right? It's not about like how strong you are, but it's more like how mentally strong you are. It's about you can taking that impact, right? And you take that impact and you believe in yourself enough so you can get back up. And I sincerely believe all of us in this room and pretty much everyone here has that strength in them. It's just about believing in yourself, right? Like taking that impact. One really important thing that I would love to tell you guys is that don't lose sight of who you are. You are strong, you're resilient, believe in yourself. Take that impact, get back up, and don't lose your identity. That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at.
Now, when rebuilding starts, I mean, there is a huge time frame, almost 2 years. You fought relentlessly, and you've been kind of obliged to be in silence and not being able to speak. But when this rebuilding starts, what comes first?
I think communication is something that comes first, right? And that was probably one of the hardest things that I wasn't able to do. There were times when I couldn't even talk to my wife about certain things, right? And she would ask me, Murtuza, what's going on? And there was so much pressure that if I tell her something and she tells someone else something, if the word gets out, then now I am, not doing something I'm supposed to do, which is keep it secret, right? So these guys, the regulators, they put a tape on my mouth. Excuse me. They put blinds on my eyes, so I couldn't see anything. Not my accounts, not the data, nothing. I had control over zero things. They put shackles on my hand. I couldn't move. I couldn't take my family to even to a vacation, let's just say, right? A very simple vacation. I had noticed that, hey, in 3 months' time, I'm going to take my 2 kids to movies. Please give me money for that. Like the amount of, anyways, we'll put that aside. Coming back to your question, can you repeat your question? Sorry.
No problem.
Got sidetracked.
The question is like, now when you are rebuilding, like what are the main elements? Is it yourself, your trust, or the system that you want to put up front when thinking about the rebuilding?
So rebuilding, as I said, communication and trust. I mean, those are the 2 main foundations that we have always believed in. Trust is something that I know we have. The platform, the community, the family that we have built. Trust is something I know for a fact that I have from the community, right? One thing that I request of them and of you guys is that patience, right? Patience is hard. Everyone wants to know what's happening right now. What they don't know is that I have like 6 guys that are helping me out. I'm not even paying them right now, right? So I'm just starting to get back access to my resources, the accounts and the servers and the data, right? So now, and I've talked about it in videos, right? But now we have to put back this huge puzzle together, hire the right staff to look at the puzzle, and then come up with a conclusion, right? So, and as soon as we do that, we are posting quite often now, just taking everyone through that journey, being transparent with it, and being, responsible.
Communicating to the community, as the My Forex Funds had a huge community behind, is probably one of the most important, but not also easiest thing to do. Within that much people, there are different, I would say, personalities.
Backgrounds, personalities.
Yeah, of course, and different thinking about the whole perspective. So now that you are able to speak, you are doing it regularly. So where are the main channels where people can kind of see and get informed about the things that and the updates that are coming from you?
Sure. I mean, the social media is obviously there.
Absolutely.
We recently launched our website. So we got back our domain about a month ago. So the first thing I did was I was like, guys, guys as in my friends, guys, can we make something fast and put it out there saying that, hey guys, we'll be providing as much information as we can. One thing, it's an unfortunate thing that happened, but a lot of people took opportunity of us not speaking and took the narrative totally to the left side, right? They said things they shouldn't have without verifying it. but what we are trying to do is clear that narrative now, right? Like, show exactly what happened, how it happened, and how we fought back. So all of that information is on our website, myforexfunds.com. Our social media is up and running now, thank God. And I'm also starting to use Twitter now, X. I I have no idea how to use it, but I'm trying to do it now. So if I tag you,
Great.
please accept it.
Yeah, of course. Tell me, please, like, I want to go also to some parts of the things that happened during those two years, and now, and in a way, like, what, because you just mentioned some people have used the opportunity kind of to kick you when you were down.
Oh yeah.
But the whole story that happened to you and to your business is also kind of fully based on an unfair and untruthful accusations. So in that sense, when things kind of went out, and maybe it would be great to kind of tell some of the main sentences that came that kind of proved your integrity and that you were kind of truthful during all those 2 years.
Sure. I mean,
I read some of the things, but I would love the audience also.
I mean, the one that really sticks with me is Commissioner Pham from CFTC. So CFTC was the regulator that came after us. She herself said that her agency took ready, shoot, and then they tried aiming, right? So they shot first, and then they kind of panicked, and then they tried aiming. If they would have talked to any one of our traders, we had zero complaints, man. Like, we were 4.9 thousands of reviews on Trustpilot. No one had any issues with us, right? So that really resonated with me. Not only that, the judge, the party going on.
Yeah, we have a trading cup, so...
Okay, sorry. Anyways, the district judge in the US said that CFTC took deliberate steps to take tactical advantage. So what they did, obviously, you know, and everyone here knows, they took all of my assets. I couldn't fight them fairly. So he saw that, thankfully, and that's why he dismissed the case and awarded us our legal fees.
You're just getting back your accesses to everything, and the time in front of you will kind of help you kind of rebuild everything, and also continue communicate towards your community.
100%.
They have some expectations how they should kind of feel in time in front of us, or the addressing the elements that they are interested most for.
I mean, so I'm human, just like you guys are, right? There would be times when I may take longer than I should, and then there may be times when I'm more effective than I should be, right? Patience is key here, right? You guys have waited 2.5 years now, right? Give us time. Let us do our due diligence. Let us go through the data and comb through. I mean, there's millions of records, right? Not only that, the freeze or the receivership came with its own challenges, where the custodians of data at that time, when I had no control, didn't pay the bills they were supposed to, and a lot of this data has been erased permanently. So again, we are trying to gather as much as we could. Have patience. I keep on saying that, right? And you need patience in life, right? Like,
absolutely.
Working with kids, working with your spouses, your partners. Have patience. Take a step back. Take a deep breath, right? You will get through it. And I know you, as our community, as prop space in a whole, we'll get through it. It's just, it will take time. Give us time.
I think that the whole story, what happened to My Forex Funds, is immensely important to the whole prop trading industry. Now, can you tell me, like, from your perspective, after everything that happened, how do you see prop trading going forward, and what are the
Sure.
elements that can, from your experience, be transferred to this industry in a positive way, I hope?
100%. So I mean, prop industry is growing. As you can see, every booth here has a prop component to it now. What we did, fortunately or unfortunately, was took one for the team, as they say. We took the bullet for the team. As soon as our case happened, you saw the whole industry show. Why? I truly believe because we were its heartbeat, right? Like, we were the heartbeat in prop industry. When this happened, everyone panicked. A lot of big firms, actually everyone, went out of US and North America. They recently started coming back. Why? Because we won. Not only that, you saw the disclaimers, the language that we use as a prop industry as a whole, that changed overnight, right? Everyone was saying, they changed their wording, and I mean, it's the customers, the end users know what they're doing, but again, it's good to be better and learn from others' mistakes, and I'm not glad, but I'm happy that other prop firms took this opportunity and they are fixing their systems, their language, and whatnot. Going forward, I mean, being proactive is one thing that every firm should do here. Make sure you have your due diligence done. There is a feeling I see, like, people are coming back in the U.S., but I just want to raise a flag right now. I don't think it's over, right? Like, and we are in touch with regulators in North America, in GCC. If you're just coming back and you're like, hey, my Forex Funds won and we're good to go, they could be in for a rude awakening, right? And this could be a warning. I mean, hopefully it doesn't happen, but it happened to us without any reason. But now there are reasons. I see the state of the prop industry now, denials, slippages, whatnot. So, just be careful.
Tell me, for the people that are facing maybe in their life professional some collapses, and how would you advise them to get through it and to move forward and kind of recoup and rebuild themselves again?
Sure. I mean, take a step back, guys. We all go through our big negative impacts, events that happen to us. Deaths in family is main one. Losing your loved one. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Breathe. Understand what's going on. Rather than jumping to action, come up with a plan first. Right? Without plan, if you jump into action, you're destined for failure. So that's what's one thing that I did. I took a step back. I called the friends that I knew were professionals, and then came up with a plan how to tackle it. Surrounding yourselves with the right sort of community and friends is another important one. So just take a good deep look and see who your true friends are and who can support you. And be proactive. Don't wait for the ball to drop. Get underneath it while it's in the air.
Yes. Well, I want also to kind of note, because this story of yours needs, at least from the industry perspective and what happened and how it reacts, I think it needs to kind of be very much heard, that your voice needs to kind of explain how things can happen. But again, now My Forex Funds has in front of it one time period that you still, as you said, you ask for a patience.
Yep.
But your ambitions are to regain your community, I guess.
100%. And, without saying much, I would love to come to IFX Expo again with a different story, with a story of success, with a story of happiness, with a story of strength. So that could be my personal goal, you can say, and my team's as well, to come back here with a different story to show that, we built this huge empire once, and brick by brick we'll build it again.
Very nice. I kind of feel we have quite much covered the things, yeah. And I don't want to kind of push more into the elements that just we kind of have at top. I'm really honored that you have chosen the IFX to share your story with us publicly. That. And I do think I'm really honored that they had you with a guest.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for
thank you guys
for sharing this.
And thank you everyone for coming here.
Thank you everybody for coming and for listening.
Listening to this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.